what differences did you see when you moved, organizations? Because Midday was this non-core, you weren't doing like this deep analysis of what happened during a day's play or in the match, etc., etc. And then when you moved to the Hindu and then subsequently to ESPN and so on, did you have to like do a lot more in terms of preparation, in terms of analytics and so on?
It gave you a completely different view of the sport. So what you learned at Midday was you learned to look for all the angles and all the other stuff that really worked with you, say maybe 10-15 years down that after that, you got into that naturally. At the Hindu, what you learned was discipline and rigor, that if you were going to be at a match, you had to be there for the first ball of the match, and you had to be there right at the end, and you had to have your stats correct, you had to have all your dismissals down absolutely accurately, you had to have your own scoreboard. So there was no cricket info at the time. So you were carrying, maybe there was, and we didn't know, we were working with typewriters, Venky.
Right.
I love to boast about it. Yeah. We were carrying typewriters and printers around to print and fax things and all that. So you had to work with that. You had the discipline and the rigor that came. You were discovering, so I was like some 23-year-old reporter who went to Wimbledon. So obviously the chance would have been to think that, I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. But what happened with the Hindus that you covered a lot of domestic cricket, you covered a lot of, I did a lot of table tennis tournaments, volleyball tournaments. So you met all kinds of people. You met all these other players. I did a lot of India A cricket. So right. Rahul Dravid, Saurav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman were coming through at that time, in that. And it was a fantastic experience, because then literally like the base of your contacts and your knowledge of sport in India was built. And it became a huge advantage for me when I went into India today. I had to go to Delhi, so which is again a whole cultural shift from right. Bombay. And then you understood the whole gravy train that was Indian sport, when you went there. But all the people that I met at the Hindu while working for the Hindu, all the people that I knew while working for Midday, interviewing them, talking to them, or covering their games or doing whatever it was. Hindu sent me to two events, one in Dhaka. It was like an A-team tournament. Sandeep Patil was coach, and Bangladesh beat India A for the first time. Okay. It was just absolute pandemonium in that stadium. It was like fans, and it was just mad. And Sandeep Patil gave great quotes after that, and it was just completely crazy. I remember so vividly that victory, the Bangladesh victory. And then to the World Cup in 1996 into Sri Lanka, when there was the bombing, and and just after they had the bombing, and they had Zimbabwe came and played there. So I did. So you just got a very good grounding in all your contacts, and all the kind of people that you knew and you met. And that worked when you went to India today, where you were doing a different kind of reporting. You were writing features that would hold till the end of the week. So if say the match is finished on Monday, you got to have something the reader will see on Sunday, which will still be fresh and relevant, and it'll be new. And that's where the whole Midday experience sort of worked for me, because you had training in doing that kind of, you've already been trained in that sense.
Right.
And then from India Today, I came back to Cricket Info, which was like diving back into cricket, which is my favorite sport. And I loved it. I remember so clearly the first day at Cricket Info, I walked in. There were 11 television sets on, and there was cricket on each one of them. It was complete heaven.
From Zimbabwe, cricket from
It was complete heaven. 11 television sets all had cricket on them. It was like, this is it. I can die today.
Right.
It was lovely. Yeah.